Marc Goodman, Future Crimes. With technology becoming an essential aspect of our everyday lives, the book, Future Crimes by Marc Goodman brings to light the importance of understanding and protecting our digital footprints. In the provided summary, you'll delve into the world of information security and learn about the vulnerabilities we unknowingly expose ourselves to every day. From the dangers of weak passwords to the hidden data gathering conducted by commonplace apps, this summary discusses a variety of topics that will make you rethink your relationship with technology and take relevant steps to protect your personal information from cyber threats.
Beyond gadgets, our tech vulnerability. Our world has been transformed by technology, with smartphones becoming an inseparable part of daily life for the majority of the population. Technology has reached a point where an iPhone now has more computing power than NASA had during the Apollo 11 landing. This attachment to technology can evoke strong emotions and anxiety when we are without our devices. However, our dependency on technology, often in the form of online accounts and gadgets, is also exposing us to risks with weak passwords and outdated security measures. Ensuring good cyber hygiene and adopting strong password practices are crucial steps to protecting our daily lives in this digital era. In today's world, our lives are heavily intertwined with technology, so much so that 80% of us instantly reach for our phones upon waking up. Our smartphones have become an integral part of our existence, extending far beyond their traditional use into managing our finances, health, and shopping. It's astonishing to think that the smartphones we carry surpass the processing power that NASA utilized for the historical Apollo 11 moon landing. Our deep attachments to these digital devices evoke strong emotions, with 90% of Americans experiencing significant anxiety if they accidentally leave their phones at home. Our screen time has dramatically increased, as demonstrated in 2013 when Americans were found to be spending 5 hours daily online. But this ever-growing reliance on technology comes with pitfalls. By engaging with these devices and platforms, we often forget the risks involved, laying bare our sensitive data and personal information to potential breaches. Studies have shown that hackers can infiltrate targeted devices 75% of the time within mere minutes. Notably, the predominant usage of weak passwords, like 123456 or password, contributes to this vulnerability. As a countermeasure, many businesses now implement multi-factor authentication methods. However, it remains crucial for individuals to maintain strong, unique passwords of over 20 characters and encompassing numbers, symbols, and spaces. By adopting better cyber habits, we can ensure a more secure digital existence and steer clear of becoming part of the staggering 50% who resort to the same password for all online accounts. Privacy invasion, your smartphone. Our smartphones have extensive knowledge about our habits and relationships, but this data may not be as well protected as we think. Companies such as Google have developed technology to access calls on our Android devices and use the conversation for targeted advertising. Many users remain unaware of data gathering by various applications, with a study showing only 5% of Angry Birds users knew the app collects locational data. Even seemingly innocuous apps have evoked concerns about stalking and violation of privacy. It is crucial to consider our privacy and be cautious of the permissions we grant to apps. Our smartphones are with us every step of the way, accompanying us throughout our daily activities, and consequently, amassing a plethora of data about our lives. Yet, have you ever considered how secure this private information truly is? Shockingly, your personal data might not be as protected as you think. Mobile phones can act much like spies, gathering intimate details about your life and sharing them with others without your knowledge. Take Google, for example. They have created technology that accesses calls made on your Android device, using your conversation and background noise to generate targeted advertisements based on your interests and preferences. The vast majority of us are not even aware of this covert information collection. A study by Carnegie Mellon's Human-Computer Interaction Institute showed that only 5% of Angry Birds users were aware that the app collects locational data, which is then sold to advertising companies. Those companies predict your future behavior and subsequent purchases, based on this data. A McAfee report reveals 82% of all Android apps track your online activities, while 80% collect your location data without your permission. But why should you be concerned about location privacy? Who's interested in your whereabouts? The answer may surprise you. In 2012, a Russian company launched an app called Girls Around Me that displayed Facebook profile pictures, status updates, and check-ins of women near the users. This app was even approved by Google Play and Apple App Stores. With such applications raising questions regarding stalking and invasions of privacy, it's high time we reconsider the importance of scrutinizing the permissions we grant to apps and advocating for our right to privacy. The mobile espionage menace. Our smartphones accompany us everywhere, collecting vast amounts of personal data and exposing our private lives to the world without our knowledge. Many popular apps relentlessly gather location and activity information, often selling it to advertising companies, as technology giants like Google tailor ads based on phone conversations and nearby sounds. Ignorance toward such infringements on privacy is disturbingly widespread, with invasive apps easily gaining access to private social media information. It's time we pay more attention to how our mobile devices are being used for unintended purposes. Our constant companions, smartphones, are privy to the most intimate details of our lives, the places we frequent, our conversations, and even our relationships. But what if our personal data is not as private as we imagine? Unfortunately, in this digital age, our smartphone is a spy that knows everything about our lives and shares it with others. Take Google, for instance. The tech giant has developed technology that allows it to listen in on calls made on Android devices. Using your conversations and surrounding sounds, Google crafts targeted ads based on your interests. Say you talk to a friend with your favorite song in the background, the next thing you know, you'll see ads related to that artist or a concert. Shockingly, most people are unaware of how their data is being harvested. A study by Carnegie Mellon's Human-Computer Interaction Institute found that a mere 5% of Angry Birds users were aware of the app's location data collection, which is then sold to ad companies. These corporations then predict your future behavior and try to influence your purchases. Incredibly, a McAfee report found that 82% of Android apps monitor your online activities, while 80% collect your location data without consent. This mobile espionage can have significant consequences, illustrated by the 2012 launch of an app called Girls Around Me. This Russian-developed tool showed an interactive map displaying Facebook profile pictures, status updates, and check-ins of women in a user's vicinity, earning approval from Google Play and Apple App Stores. If this sounds like stalking, you're not wrong. Privacy on our mobile devices is not to be taken lightly. It's time to reconsider skipping the terms of service agreement and start defending our privacy from unseen espionage. Evolving hacking and securing information. In the digital realm, hacking has transitioned abundantly since Apple founders Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs' 1971 phone network hacks. The pursuit for information has turned into a race for power. The notorious National Security Agency, NSA, uses information from global citizens to maintain an upper hand. Even China's People's Liberation Army sought access to Google's customer data by targeting their password management system. A Russian teenager also amassed personal data from 110 million target customers in 2013. The shift of our data into the cloud prompts pressing concerns for information security. Businesses embrace the cloud for its innovation and productivity, but public policy, security, and legal challenges remain unresolved. With questions like, where did the crime occur, or where is the criminal, complicating legal frameworks, individuals must take part in securing their digital space. This involves staying informed about cyber regulations, using encryption programs like BitLocker and FileVault, and regularly updating operating systems. Guard your digital privacy. Don't be deceived by the stereotypes. a significant majority of hackers actually work for corporations or government entities, often targeting people's private information posted on social media. When you share details about vacations and valuable possessions, you're leaving yourself exposed to these well-organized cybercriminals who track potential targets. So, think twice before sharing photos, plans, or your current location. To protect yourself, you must be mindful of the information you're divulging online rather than totally avoiding the creation of digital profiles. Staying vigilant is crucial in the age of ever-evolving technology. The typical image of a hacker as a teenage computer prodigy lurking in a dark room is far from the truth. Studies reveal that around 80% of hackers are around the age of 30 and work for either a company or the government. Cybercrime operations are highly organized, and it's essential to be cautious about what we share on the internet. Social media posts of your plans for vacations or weekend outings can sometimes act as an open invitation for skilled burglars. Criminals take advantage of online platforms, like pleaserobme.com, to easily identify empty houses ready for robbery. In a 2011 study, 78% of convicted burglars in the UK confessed to keeping an eye on social media sites before selecting their target. Besides checking in and sharing vacations, hackers can also obtain information from images by analyzing the hidden data, such as GPS coordinates. So think twice before flaunting your new diamond ring or 4K TV online. While some people react by wanting to destroy their online profiles, such a response is not necessarily the solution. In today's digital era, it's better to be in control of your online presence and the information accessible about you, instead of having someone else create an online persona in your name. Always remember to be cautious about what you post on social networks and be aware that your digital footprint may be watched by more than just your friends. As we become increasingly reliant on the internet, the impact on privacy and society as a whole continues to grow. Connecting devices for efficient living. The world is becoming increasingly interconnected as everyday devices communicate with each other to ease our lives. Cisco predicts a tremendous increase in the number of such devices, from 13 billion in 2013 to 50 billion by 2020. We are no strangers to RFID tags, which are used for work identification, credit card transactions, highway toll payments, and even shark monitoring. However, this also means we are more exposed to potential cyber attacks. To protect our privacy, simple measures like covering our laptop cameras with a post-it note can offer peace of mind. Cyber vulnerability in modern society. The internet has revolutionized our world, but it has also increased the vulnerability of our infrastructure to cyber attacks. Dependence on the internet for essential systems like electricity grids, railways, and air traffic control can be exploited by hackers, causing chaos and disastrous consequences. Instances such as the South Houston Water and Sewer Department's hacking, California's prison system glitch, and errors in the National Criminal Records Bureau show the potential risks. It is crucial to reevaluate the benefits of making infrastructure internet-dependent and consider the potential dangers. The digital age has enabled us to modernize various aspects of our infrastructure. However, connecting essentials like railways, gas pipelines, 911 dispatch systems, air traffic controls, and electrical grids to the internet has also exposed them to potential cyber attacks. Imagine a city's electricity grid targeted by hackers, no lights, elevators, ATMs, or communication. Traffic signals would malfunction, air traffic control would lose touch with planes, and chaos would ensue. This scenario isn't purely hypothetical. South Houston's Water and Sewer Department fell victim to a cyber attack traced back to Russia. The attacker failed their water pumps, a relatively minor consequence compared to the possibility of poisoning thousands of people by tampering with water treatment chemicals. Our reliance on the internet for critical infrastructure raises questions about whether such connectivity is worth the risk. Even the prison system has experienced digital security issues. In California, a computer glitch led to 450 dangerous criminals being released unsupervised, indicating potential flaws in our digital reliance. Moreover, the National Criminal Records Bureau admitted that errors in computer systems mistakenly criminalized over 20,000 people. Such errors impact individual lives by damaging credit, hindering job prospects, and even suggesting tax evasion for timely and correctly filed taxes. The potential risks of connecting infrastructural systems to the Internet are immense. It is vital that we assess the pros and cons of such dependence and reconsider the future of digital connectivity for our critical systems. Mastering technology's impact. As emerging technologies such as robotics, artificial intelligence, genetics, synthetic biology, nanotechnology, and 3D printing continue to impact our lives, we must consider how much control we want over them. Notable figures like Stephen Hawking and Elon Musk warn that the rapid developments surrounding these technologies will permanently affect humanity. While innovations like driverless cars may seem enticing, we must weigh the pros and cons before embracing them in our lives. Maintaining a level of control over the digital aspect of our lives is critical in the age of cyber threats. Protect yourself by encrypting data, creating a separate guest account on your computer for daily use, turning off devices and connectivity when not needed, and only using personal devices for sensitive transactions. Doing so helps minimize risks and stays prepared in a constantly evolving technological landscape.
As we increasingly rely on technology in nearly every aspect of our lives, Future Crimes delivers a much-needed wake-up call to prioritize and maintain our data privacy. The summary offered covers the different ways our connection to the Internet exposes us to potential risks, from the information we share on social media to the systems that control critical infrastructure. Furthermore, it emphasizes the importance of understanding and addressing these vulnerabilities, such as by regularly updating passwords, encrypting your data, and remaining cautious about sharing personal information. Ultimately, this book empowers readers to make informed decisions about the technology they use and demands a healthy balance between convenience and security.